Welcome to the kitchen table, where the jankiest Magic the Gathering decks battle it out for glory, but most of all for your viewing pleasure. And to make it even extra fun, we have a little leaderboard, where the winner will win a Modern Horizons 2 Collector Booster, thanks to our partner Cardmarket. To participate in this leaderboard, there's only one thing you need to do, and that is predict the winner of the next match and leave it in the comments below. We will announce the next match at the very end of this video, so stay with us until the end. But now sit back and relax, and let's ask Bram which two decks will enter the arena this time.
This match is between the robots and the fairies, and before we start we'll have a look at the decks. The robots deck is an artifact deck with a lot of modular creatures, and they are led by Zabaz, the Glimmer Wasp. The deck also plays a lot of artifacts with affinity. They can be cast for a lot cheaper if there are a lot of artifacts on the board. One with the machine abuses this to draw a lot of cards. The opponent is this counter burn blue-red fairy deck that plays a lot of flying creatures like the Seer, the Spell Stutter Sprite, and also they have a dragon, although it's a small one. Now fairies can do mischievous things like counter your spells and burn your opponent and draw a lot of cards with Ionize, with Electrolyze, and this makes the wee Dragonauts happy.
Fight!
And we're on our way, fairies versus robots. I see fire and ice, I see a mischievous chimera, and I also see an Ionize in the hand of the fairies. The robots, they have a monster that likes artifacts. Old school ATOG is here, also Steel Overseer, and I see two power depots. And one of them will be the first play of the robots. Back to the fairies, they have a Conclave, a land that turns into a fairy. And here is the second depot for an Arcbound Mauser, the first modular creature with lifelink. Let's put some counters on those depots and let's head back to Fairyland. There is the mischievous Chimera. It's a 2/2 with flying, and it can scry and do some damage when you counter the spells in your opponent's turn. There is the Thought Monitor. Look at the affinity go already. With 4 artifacts on the board, you can play this one for 3 mana. It's a 2/2 flying that draws 2 cards. Amazing, so much value on the 3rd turn of the robots, and no counters possible for the fairies. Now there's 3 mana open for the Ionize. So will they pass the turn or will they attack? No, they just pass the turn. We go back to the land of the robots. Another land that's a Spire of Industry. And here is Prophetic Prison, drawing a card, another artifact land. And here is another Steel Overseer.
Nope.
And this is countered by Ionize. We will deal an extra point of damage. We will scry due to the mischievous Chimera. It's the fairy friend. And we head back to the fairies. There's a Spell Stutter Sprite. That's the draw. But here is Dorath, the perfect pet, our Sprite Dragon. Now back to the robots. Let's see what the factory has in store. Another tap artifact land from Modern Horizons 2. We will tap our prison to do some thinking. We're going to think of more artifacts or more lands. There's also an ATOG in the hand of the robot player. And that will be countered by the Spell Stutter Sprite.
Nope.
And now a Springleaf Drum is the last artifact that will hit the battlefield. No attacks. Now we head back to the fairies. They still have a counter spell in hand. So will they once again just pass the turn? No, they will attack with the mischievous Chimera. A 2/2 with flying, and the robots will take the damage. They could have blocked with the Thought Monitor. But of course they also want to have a lot of artifacts on the board. play another land. That's what the robots are doing in their turn, and they play a Thirst for Knowledge. Let's see if that gets countered. No counter. 3 cards have been drawn and an artifact is discarded. And here's a crazy frog that costs 0 mana. It's called Frogmite. So the fairies now also have to deal with a steel frog. 3 mana has been tapped now for Brea's Apprentice, but wait.
Nope.
Says the fairy player, I will bounce my Spellstutter Sprite with the Quickling, play it again and counter this Apprentice. Very nice play from the fairies. Now a Lightning Bolt, that's the draw. So are we going to see another attack? Yes, there's another attack. From the mischievous Chimera that was, we head back to the land of Zabaz, of the robots. And they will play a Aethersworn Sphinx with Cascade, and he will cascade in this crazy artifact Salamander. So big value play from the robots. This is not over yet. Here is a dangerous Aether Grid. And that will be immediately countered because that would kill all the fairies immediately. Ionize on the Aether Grid.
Nope.
3 damage. Some scry action. We also need to put a counter on the Sprite Dragon. He's a hungry fellow that likes non-creature spells. And now let's see what the fairies have in store for us. They have 4 cards in hand. But the board of the robot player is looking quite scary. With some big 4/4s. First a Lightning Bolt on the Thought Monitor, but that will be flinked on the head of the mischievous Chimera. Nice play by the robots. The Sprite Dragon ticks up. Now a Brimstone Volley. This Sphinx goes to Sphinx Heaven, where he can read a lot of books on counter magic. And an attack now by the 3 fairies, putting the robots on 2. Let's see now, because the robots, they still have a plan, because in their hand they have a big equipment. Nettle Cyst on the life-linking cat, which is now an 11/11. Artifacts are hitting back with everything, putting the fairies on 3. Oh, what a match! Because the robots, they now go to 13 life. What a swingy game this is! Do the fairies have an answer? They draw another fairy. Do they have the solution to this problem in their hand? Can they deal 13 or more damage? They're tapping their mana to play Dynacharge. It's overloaded. That means 6 additional power plus a counter on the Sprite Dragon. That's 14 damage in total.
KO.
So this was this week's match. Check out the community tab of this channel to find out where you are in the leaderboard, or learn how you can join the leaderboard by clicking on this link here. But most importantly, predict who will be the winner of the next match and leave it in the comments below. And Bram will tell us now which 2 decks will battle it out in the next epic match.
In the next match, we'll see a burn deck take it on against a life gain deck, and you can find the links to the decks here. And as always, keep it casual.